Welcome back, everybody, to session 2 of Calpini, with me, the Silver Moon / Game Master Steph, and my lovely cast. We're playing Calpini by Chris Bissett, Loot the Room. I have some content warnings for people if you didn't manage to catch the first episode. So potential triggers, blood, eyes, insects, moths, sacrifice, religion, body horror, emotional manipulation, cosmic horror, cannibalism, blood drinking, vampirism, murder, and death. Because this is how we choose to spend our Saturday night. My name is Steph. My pronouns are she, her. I am a white woman, femme presenting, silver hair, usually in some sort of graphic tee. I don't know if you can see. You can find my socials in chat. I will post them at the end. But I work primarily for Fistful of Crits. You can find me there, everywhere. And I will pass you to my lovely cast, Aoife, Kieran, Fondue, and Ren. So, Aoife, if you want to go and introduce yourself.
Hi, hello, everybody. The name is Aoife. I use pronouns she, her. I am a white femme presenting person. And today I'm dressed up as my character, Sulis, and I'm wearing a long, straight white wig. I'm wearing white makeup over my eyes, a moon circlet, which is totally not suspiciously dripping crimson into my eyes, and a little cloak with moth wings on it. I also have long ears.
I love it. And Kieran?
Yes, hello. My name is Kieran. I use they, them pronouns. I am a white, non-binary person. I have dark hair and beard, and I have blue eyes. I'm wearing black antenna, and behind me is a yellow, purple, and black backdrop intended to be reminiscent of a moth's wings.
Thank you very much. And Fondue?
Hi, everyone. My name is Fondue, he, him pronouns. I am a black man with a beard, a little bit of a mustache going on, long hair that's tied up currently. I'm wearing a black shirt with a bunch of cute little icons on it.
Okay. And Ren?
Hi, I'm Ren, pronouns they, them. I am a black non-binary creative, currently in the costume of my character Saturn, who is Saturnia Pavonia Emperor Moth. So I am having the cardboard-made fluffy antenna of an emperor moth, and I am dressed in a long curly orange wig, orange top with a black top above with some chains, because she's a burglar.
You do all look very fabulous, and I'm very excited to play with you again. So where we left off, you had come to, well, we'll do a quick recap. You had come to the village to receive your prophecies as adventurers, only to find that the town wasn't quite right. You went up to the temple with the idea of rescuing not only an acolyte's daughter, but also possibly the priestess herself, who seems to be behaving in a way that is antithetical to the religion of the Silver Moon that she and most of yourselves are in. On going in, you discovered that the place has been ransacked. There are things stalking the corridors and walls. You fought a chef who has been making, shall we say, use of the bodies for the grand feast that you have been invited to. You managed to quell him. However, Calistigi, at the end of last episode, unfortunately, despite your attempts to heal his injuries, or their injuries, sorry, still perished. So we will pick up there with the mechanics for dying. So it's quite straightforward. If any of your attributes ever reach 0, you are dead. If you reach 0 health for any reason, such as in your case, you then roll 2d6 and compare the result to the number of scars that you have earned. If your roll is equal to or lower than the number of scars you have earned, you succumb to your accumulated injuries and die. If your roll is higher than the number of scars you have earned, roll your recovery die and restore that much health, and then gain a new scar.
Mhm.
So,
So, I'm going
how
to
much
have a
DG
1.
would you roll for?
Absolutely.
Yes. Mhm.
So that's a 7, which is higher than 1. So, basic maths there. Recovery die is 1d3. So, that is it's a 3. Well, 5, but I will add 3 back to the health.
Yes. And then, if you wouldn't mind, I'm going to get you to roll for a new scar, if you can keep
Lovely.
track. These are ones that I wrote for Calpini. If you would like to roll me a d6, and I will tell you what strange magic comes over your body as you kind of blurt back to life.
Okay, so that's a 3.
That's a 3? Okay.
Correct.
A deep gash appears on your abdomen. It throbs with pain and never seems to heal no matter what you do. So, you jolt awake quite unexpectedly. This is not how dying normally goes. And Sulis, you know this as an undertaker. You don't often get corpses popping back up. It is something you think perhaps about the magic of the place. But Calistigi kind of awakens. And at the same time, this sort of loom of blood spreads out across your abdomen. What do you do?
I think that we just jolted upwards. With this, I think, still very sharp pain in the abdomen, where one this is going to Sulis. Thank you. You okay?
I'm not sure. Sulis has not seen any of her previous charges come back to life. As an undertaker, they usually stay dead. So she is rattled, to say the very, very least. So just staring in absolute disbelief at Calistegi. Yeah, don't think so.
Okay, you're making me scared now. Could you?
All right. Just give me a moment. Yes. I'm very, very, very glad that whatever just happened worked. But now I have a feeling that I hope I'm not a necromancer. Pardon me. I just need to gather myself. Everything will be fine.
You might be.
I mean,
That's not
From
good for my job.
from my perspective, Sulis, I mean, it looks like you did a good job apart from the active bleeding bit, but yeah.
Yep.
Correct.
Thank you, everyone.
I appreciate your efforts.
We're gonna do something about this, Spider-Man.
I think we have more pressing matters than taking care of a corpse, no?
All right.
Can we grab the spider dude's weapon?
Absolutely, yeah. You can grab one small paring knife and one meat cleaver.
One small what knife, sir?
Like a paring knife and a meat cleaver. Really beautiful steel, very expensive. This is like top equipment. It'll cut through bone really easily. he's also, in the way that spiders do, like starting to curl up the spider legs as rigor mortis sets in. Something is bubbling over and hissing into the fire underneath behind you as well. Say something, because God knows what is in that pot. As a reminder, you have the pantry door, and then the way out, and then there was 2 other rooms either side. And you can't hear anything at the moment.
Who wants the cleaver? I'll grab the knife, if you don't mind.
Well,
I
Saturn,
think
it looks expensive, so good what you came for.
Kitchenware wasn't really on the agenda for what I was looking for, but I'll hold on to it. Is it heavy?
No.
I'll hold on to it for now. Really, I think Callisiga should have it, but
Might feel a bit
I'd rather
weird.
touch. Exactly. It's
okay.
this thing's already left America. I don't want to risk another.
Suit yourself.
As a reminder, Callistega, you are also nursing a minor trauma.
Yes. So that is a numbness that there is. It's difficult at this moment for them to reconcile the fact that they've come into this holy place, this where the priestess, the high, is meant to pass down the blessings of the goddess, and it's been taken over by spider people and darkness.
Yeah.
So that shock, combined with just having died but not still being dead, is I'm not quite sure what's going on or how they should feel about it, or just everything feels wrong.
Yeah. So I will say, at the moment, because it's minor, that is for you to narratively figure out. But if it progresses to a major trauma, then there will be some stat penalties. But we will get to that bridge when we do. What would the rest of you like to do?
I think I'll check the pantry, just to be sure.
Okay. Yeah. How are you checking the pantry?
I go to the door and I carefully open it, slowly.
Okay, that's fine. So, there is a small set of stairs that lead down into, it's not an unnatural darkness, just a cooling darkness. There's probably about 12 steps before you can get down into what looks to be like a cellar.
Okay, I'll take the my lantern, and then I'll have the knife in the other hand as I go down.
So you kind of creak down these stairs, casting your lantern up ahead of you, and it shines on the slippery, wet surface of some forms that take you back for a moment. Ahead of you, there are a dozen caskets and a tall medicinal cabinet. These aren't the things that have caught your attention, though. The things that have are the bodies that are hanging from the hooks. And as you kind of step, you realize that your shoes are sticky, slippery. And when you look down, you realize that they are being bled out. There's a bottle of wine, it looks like, with some crystal glasses. Somebody's had fun here. in a way that is not natural. It's a show, possibly, and these are kind of the remains of what that has been. But it's a cellar, so of course this is the sort of stuff that you would store here if they weren't human. What would you like to do, if anything?
Are any of the corpses alive still?
No.
Okay. I'd just do a quick once around if there's anything else of interest. And is there?
There is caskets, not like funeral, like big barrels, that look very decadent. Rather than having that sort of iron ring that keeps them together, it's like gold. Yeah, like barrels with gold inlay. One of them is open. Someone has been taking from it. And by the bottom of these, there's about 8 adventuring packs of various design and sizes.
I'm gonna go back up and be like, just corpses hanging from hooks. Some adventuring packs as well, if our more sticky-fingered individuals would like to have a look.
Already gone.
I am not going to go down there, as I do not trust that these bodies will stay dead if I go anywhere near them. So, nope.
That's interesting. Is this a fear that's developing?
Yeah, think so. It's not good.
Okay.
Not good for me occupationally.
No, occupationally, not at all. Okay, Saturn, you see very much the same things that Haldir has just seen. For you, though, a person of taste, there is a very expensive-looking bottle of wine and 2 crystalline glasses on the side as well that catch your eye.
Ooh, vintage.
It is open, but if it's vintage, it might be some damn good wine.
She'll look at the label for a second, and then let's wheel and come back to that one if possible.
Okay. Yeah, the label shows a year. We'll say about 30 years back.
The 2 crystalline glasses, she'll pick up and she'll hold, and then she'll have the wine bottle in the other hand as she moves towards the packs.
Yep, that's fine. The packs are very much like something that you would carry. There's rations in here. There's medicinal herbs as well. I don't know. Would you say Saturn had any familiarity with herbal work?
Not too much besides like basic care, like for scrapes and stuff. Not any in-depth knowledge.
Okay. You see them crushed and sort of almost like they've been dropped near the packs as well. But yeah, there's this food, lantern oil, which is always useful to have, various sort of carving tools, things like that, things that you would conceivably have in an adventuring pack.
She'll pick up one of the packs, put the wine and the glasses in there, and then the medicinal herbs. Oh, maybe Sulis can use this. I don't know. And then put that in there, and then take the pack out.
Okay.
And necromancer.
No. But what is it?
Too much too soon. Okay. It's just some herbs. I don't know what they're for, but I figured you might could use them.
Thank you. I'll put them in my pack.
Would you say that Sulis is familiar with herbs as part of her work?
Definitely the embalming kind. And as mentioned before, her sisters would be more front of house and deal with the living. So she would have some familiarity with what goes where and why, but hasn't really done it herself much.
Okay, I think then maybe knowledge from your sisters. These are herbs that when crushed dissolve into liquid and induce sleep.
Okay.
And if you imbibe enough of it, that sleep is permanent and in more line of your work.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Maybe. In the same way that there is a string of sausages on the table next to you that may or may not be.
May or may not be what? Do tell.
Exactly. That may be made from an animal and may not be, considering the contents of this kitchen.
We're all animals.
Mm-hmm. What would you like to do?
Moi, I will probably just grab a couple of bits of food just in case. I only have dry rations in my pack, so just in case we're stuck in here longer than we would like to be, it would be great to have some protein. So I will take a few of those, and I'll just cast my eye around to see if there's anything else of interest now that the stressful spider is gone.
Stressful spider. Yes, there is various pots and pans, about 10 feet of rope that is kind of like laid coiled near the door. A rusty knife. Other than that, not anything I think that you would find particularly useful.
Okay. I might just attach the rope to my pack as well in case there's any crevasses.
Okay.
Always be prepared.
Yeah, 100%, especially in this place. Okay.
I would like to sort of try and, without startling her, get a bit closer to Sulis and just I don't believe you're a necromancer. Just if that's of any help. I don't think it was your fault. I think you just happened to get unlucky when trying to help me.
Sulis looks really, really grateful that someone said that.
Yeah.
And she looks at Calistega with a little bit of hope in her eyes that her life is maybe not over. She said, thank you. Yes, I really, really hope it was just a really fortunate yet unfortunate coincidence that, you came alive under my care.
I want to show you something where the knife went in. You see how it's still all got this spider webby darkness around it? I think that's what did it, not you. Yeah. So I think, yeah. So just.
Thank you, Calistega. I really do hope that it starts to heal soon and it's not hurting you too much.
Well, I'm not dead.
Wonderful.
As you two share this really kind of lovely moment and a lay of fears, there is an ear-piercing shriek from somewhere down the corridor. It's a scream of fear and pain. It's over as quickly as it comes upon you, but it serves to kind of shatter immediately that like soft tension that had like sort of started to dissipate. you can hear your own heart in your chest for just a second. Quickly silent.
Well, looks like we need to go now. Get your stuff. Let's go.
All right then. So what direction did the scream come from, and are we going in that direction?
You are.
Okay, great.
It came from behind the kitchen doors, somewhere off in the corridor. Yeah.
All right, same marching order as before. I think I was first with the lantern.
Mhm.
I have the knife in my other hand.
Lovely. Okay. You push the doors open with Haldir kind of holding aloft the lantern. What was previously kind of a dark corridor, this is now a thick darkness. It cakes your throat as you walk into it. It's like being submerged into a lake. It's cold. It makes the back of your neck prickle. And it's hard to see, but there are things flittering somewhere in that darkness in front of you. And you hear skittering, whispering in tones of a language you don't quite understand to start with. And then as you draw a little closer, these shapes and forms that you see are bent and twisted at unnatural angles. They are, and maybe were at one point, more humanoid now than they appear. And one of them kind of has an arm thrown back, twisted behind her neck as she kind of stops what she's doing and tilts it up and looks at you. The arm falls down. It's longer than it should be. And she kind of whispers in between chittering, "What are you doing here?"
We're here to save you? If we...
Press for the goddess. She takes a step towards you.
I raise up my knife to be ready. Lantern in one hand.
Pray to her.
The goddess of the silver moon?
She rears back, and unfortunately that kind of gives away the fact that there are a little few more shapes behind her, and they skitter up the walls behind her as she shrieks back at you. No! Loud enough to make the air around you reverberate. She doesn't seem to want to attack you, but she is drawing closer. She's not raising a weapon or her fists, but she seems very insistent that you will pray. And as she gets closer, you see her wings have been ripped, and the garments that she wears were for the silver moon at one point, but there is a blackness in her face, like a dark, swallowing consumption, a little like what you saw in Calisthesia. She's in pain. The words might not be hers. Pray.
I think at that point, Caster will take their symbol and make a prayer to the goddess of the silver moon. Just in a sort of a slightly louder mutter than they would normally use, just asking for her light and for her silk, and is going to repeat the mantra of "In your light we love."
Okay.
And Sulis will also take out her little holy symbol and repeat, "In her light we love."
Okay. Her face contorts in this battle of wanting to be appreciative and wanting to rip your throat out. for the heresy that you are committing. And I think she is. I'm going to roll to see how she battles with this. You see her kind of raise this shredded limb that was at one point an arm with fingers that would have also held this sigil lovingly. Now it's almost as though something has gnawed and torn it away. And there's this fight between pulling it toward you, pulling it back from you. Unnatural claws extend out of the bone, and you can see in her face she just looks so like, help me. Manages to take a swipe, but it doesn't land. She has managed to pull herself back, but around her is the shrieking of her sisters, of the other acolytes that have been corrupted in this way. They seem to be moving back, like further back away from you. Whatever you have done, whatever you have invoked, it's resonated a chord with them, and they skitter away. She's the only one that's left.
Does she look like the one we met outside?
No. You've never seen this woman before. She reaches with a very shaky, trembly hand for your sigil, Calisthesia.
Wait, what did... There was someone's child that we were looking for, no?
Yeah.
Yes. That was Anthena. She is a priestess. Sorry, an acolyte of the priestess. She might not be alive. She might be. You don't know.
But this is
Did we
not
get
her.
a description?
You did not.
I had asked if she looked much like her father, and he said
You
yes.
did.
So,
Yeah. So he had, that's right, yeah, thank you, Saturn. So he had like black skin and black hair. This woman doesn't.
cool.
Okay. I think that as this one is reaching for the sigil, Castega is going to, I think, step towards the hand to allow it to touch the sigil.
Okay. She will claw it out of your hands. She doesn't leave an injury, a grazing, if anything. And it clatters to the floor, and you see that she like immediately swarms down on it to hold it into her chest. And you know, the arm that was bent a little oddly kind of slots into place, and she kind of holds it, starts to cry. And in this kind of really broken voice that doesn't sound like it's coming from her, she says, as long as someone is praying, as long as somebody is still praying here, please, please, please. And the strength kind of leaves her body. She clatters to the floor. Your sigil still pressed very hotly in her hands. And you watch the limbs still, the breathing stop. The pain that she was in leaves her.
I think we'll just kneel down next to her and just say one last "In your light we love."
I'll kneel down beside, repeat that, and close her eyes.
Yeah. It's a lonely place to die, but you have given her a little bit of peace. The others that were with her have left. You can hear just sort of the echoes of their skittering along the corridor. Yeah, you have a room off to your right, or you can head back to the center vestibule.
Let's check out the room on the right.
Same order as before?
Okay. Sneaking in.
Yes. Okay. So you push open the doors. This is a large storage room. It's called the Prophecy Archives. You can see that if you just kind of clean off the plate a little bit. Hundreds of scrolls have been sort of very tightly wound up and placed into square wooden cubbyhole shelves. They were at one point meticulously and lovingly organized into their different categories: lost prophecy, the hard-won prophecy, the doomed, the legendary, the self-fulfilled, the defied. All of these things are sort of labeled on their relevant shelves. As you go in, you can hear like a soft sobbing from somewhere in the gloom between the shelves. And whatever organization was here at one point, it looks as though something has torn through this room as well. There is a spattering of prophecies all around you that have some of them failed, some have been completely destroyed. It's going to be hard to find anything relevant in here other than the sound of someone crying.
I'll move slowly towards the sound of crying.
So, pinned, you think, between the shelves is a humanoid adventurer like you, weeping uncontrollably. She looks a bit confused as your light shines on her face, and you realize that the top half of her body is here. But you go to sort of look past the hips, and there isn't anything there. And she kind of like looks up at you, her eyes tear-stained, but she seems relieved to see you.
I say, friend, what is your name?
I don't recall. It's who are you? Who?
I gotta kneel.
Where's Ben?
Sorry, can you say that again?
Where's Ben?
I'm like they're on the ground, I presume, or
Yeah.
So I kneel down.
They're
like
actually lying. She's sort of lying on her front, cradling in one arm like a broken instrument, and has been trying to crawl. It looks like.
I kneel down to them. Ben is, just around the corner. He's doing great.
We had some wine, and I was sleepy, and I can't find anyone, and I thought I was going to play music.
What song?
Any song you like. I
Had
got
a few
my
in mind. What did they say?
It said, I will play the finest music in the land for the feast, and I will attract the attention of a monarch. I'm going to do that, right?
Yes, of course. And I take the instrument and I bring it to her. Of course you will. I don't doubt it for a second. But
I can't feel my legs.
I think you're just really tired, and it might be a good idea to try to rest for a moment, to gather your strength, as it were.
There's a song sometimes from... do you hear it?
Yes, it's quite beautiful. A lullaby, it sounds like.
You're very nice. She just looked really tired. as you kind of like prop her up.
Yeah. Just try to close your eyes for a second and get some rest.
Okay, yes, because I have to play.
Yes. You need your strength for the big feast and your show.
I wish Van was there.
He'll be there. Don't worry. I'll make sure.
She doesn't reply.
Close. Were her eyes still open, or yeah, close her eyes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna swiftly get up. Well, let's move.
She, in her hand, was clutching. It looked like a song sheet, and in very like girly, really kind of bubbly handwriting, had written like, this is the priestess's favorite song, it's her favorite hymn. She's young, she's not too much younger or older than you. She could have very well been in your party, it looks like. But her prophecy, if it was indeed hers, will not come to pass.
I'll take the sheet and tuck it away.
Okay.
And then I just kind of...
Makes you think about yours, I think.
Yeah, definitely makes Haldir ponder his own legend, his own story, what will be told later. And I just kind of look down at her sadly and just say, your song will be sung by others. I'll make sure, though I know not your name.
It was Emily. But Emily is gone. And you are in a room of prophecies that have come to pass, have not come to pass, have been written with people in mind and people who have already gone through their own trials. Yours are not to be found, you think, in here.
Let's leave. I don't like this room.
Okay.
I'll mark the door with chalk as we go.
Yes. Okay. So you are heading out back to the vestibule. You have a wing, just as a reminder, now north to you, and then west of you is the main temple. It does look, so there are kind of stairs going up slightly into like an archway, and what would probably be the feasting room. Off to the left, it looks as though, straight ahead of you, it looks as though that would be where the acolytes would stay. So it's up to you whereabouts you would like to go, while I just make a little roll.
Don't like
There's
that.
no way for me to like subtly do that, is the thing.
No, it's very, very noticeable.
What I will
Using
say
them.
for transparency
Audible.
is I am rolling to see if and what you encounter in the next room. Which is a thing I really like that Chris has built into the system. So,
Temple or wing?
I'm thinking wing to see if there's anyone alive.
Yeah, any of the acolytes.
That makes sense.
okay. These doors have been bolted shut, and you kind of go to press and you meet this tension, and you can see something has been trying to get into this wing by the massive, like, deep gashes of marks that are running from top to bottom. It's almost like something has tried to dig at it and just can't make any traction. But when you kind of touch it, there is that tension. But weirdly, it's like it would give for you if you pushed a little hard on it.
We all put our shoulders into it.
Excellent. Can everybody make me a brawn save, please?
Yes.
D20.
3.
Oh, okay.
11 over a 7, so fail.
Okay.
Alright.
So,
Over 12 for me was the 3.
6
Okay,
out of
so-
6.
was that exact?
Yeah.
Okay. So,
10 brawn, but I rolled a 12.
okay, so you're over. So over. Who's under? Okay. So, and you got exactly 7. So, Calisthesia, who is in pain, right, from this that is still weeping. You all kind of push. Calisthesia, as you go to put your hands on the door, your sigil like burns a little bit on your chest. It just gives way. Just pushes so easy. Okay. These are very big, heavy oak doors that something has tried to get into, and you're like, get out of my way. Oof. Whereas the others around you had really strained to kind of push, and the second that you've laid your hands, it creaks open. Inside, you can hear a, "Oh no! Oh no, don't! Oh no, 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 no!" from somewhere like deep in the darkness of the corridor.
Right. Inside and close the doors, please.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Don't come in here. No, you're not allowed. Go away.
Why?
Oh, you speak.
Yes, we're
Oh, it speaks.
we're not one of them.
Oh, it comes to me.
I beg your pardon.
It comes to me.
What comes?
You come to me. Yes, you come to me.
Maybe we meet halfway.
No, it doesn't trust you.
Fair.
You
I walk slowly towards.
Okay. There is like a man kind of glued to the wall with a very small, as you get closer, very small like flint trying to spark off in the darkness. I can't see.
I have my lantern, so he should be able to see now.
You have the sun. You have the sun. It gives sun to me. Give sun to me.
No, I won't be giving my lantern to you. I need it.
No, but it needs it. It needs it. Needs it for the lady. Needs it. You give. And you realize like this man is not right. And also, while his legs and like one piece of his arm is normal, there is a spider arm that has been sort of grafted very messily. So April laughing, she was like, "Oh Christ, this again." There's been grafted very messily onto the elbow joint of his arm.
But he's like glued to the wall.
No, just sticking very close to the wall.
Okay. I thought it was literally glued to the wall.
At this point,
with
anything is
web.
possible.
But he is just sticking to the wall, like cowering type of deal.
You get the impression, you know how when you're trying to stay as close to the wall and you're kind of like moving, shuffling.
Not
that's
physically
what he's
stuck
doing.
to the wall. Right? Okay, gotcha.
No.
Okay.
No, and he just looks a little bit feral, right? Like I think there's one eye that's over here somewhere.
No, I won't be giving my lantern to you, good sir.
No, but you give it to it because then it makes light and the creatures don't come and the lady can sing. You give it to it.
And the lady can sing?
Sing to the white light. Sing up here.
To the moon?
Moon, yes, the moon, yes.
Silver moon. Zulus looks hopeful.
Yes.
Okay, I have 3 torches, so I might be able to spare one if we light
Okay.
it off the lamp.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah.
Or
You get.
yeah, we can do that. Yeah.
Yep,
Okay.
sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
Takes it in his sort of human hand, gleeful relief, and I think you realise as you hand it over and the light kind of hits his eyes, there are more pieces of him that are turning very insectoid in a way that is not natural, and he kind of skitters up away to light to light the lights along the corridor.
Okay.
You come, people try to come, get eaten.
We've seen.
We
Yeah.
saw
Have all limbs.
We
You are very
do.
good. Yes,
Yes.
it's good to have more.
Well, I'm okay with what I have, but yes, we're happy for the light.
Yes, yes.
Where is this lady you spoke of?
Lady, priestess's attendant. Priestess's attendant. I hide her so that the spider does not find her.
Could you show us?
I don't think the
Refrain.
spider will be able to find her anymore, if that is a consolation to you.
Why?
we killed him.
We killed him.
The cook, that is. The one who was
Yes.
making the food.
If that's the
Oh,
only
not-
spider we're talking about.
No. Skitters quite close to your face. No, wrong. Spider,
Different spider.
big. Yes, priestess of Darkmoon. Yes, made me. She is going. Eating. She will eat. It will eat. Priestess.
Okay.
We won't
Bigger
let
spider
her.
out there then. Wonderful.
Yes.
Okay. Well, we will do our best to help you if you do your best to help us.
Yes. I will help. I will help you. Yes.
Thank you.
I take you to Lady because you did not get eaten. It takes you. I take you. And kind of very lopsidedly runs down the corridor because one of his legs is on backwards. You notice. Come.
We're
Oh,
coming.
we're coming.
At a
Following
safe
like
distance, just staring
kinda
at
look-
that
just-
leg.
should have looked at everyone like.
Progress is progress.
Trustworthy.
It'll make for a good story. Fuck me.
Spins round. Did you eat? Did you eat anything?
No.
No.
Okay, don't do that.
Got it.
Can I
Don't
just
do that,
remove those
because
from
then
my
I can't take it.
and they are gone.
Eat. Did you see table?
No.
Oh, okay. I take you. He skitters along. Opens like opens a door into what looks like a meditation room. There is a book laid open on the tableau with prayers to the dark goddess, the sister twin, the one that will eat the moon periodically. These are sort of spattered with blood, and unfortunately you can see that some acolytes have perished in here. But there is a break in the glass high up in the ceiling, and in an almost ethereal single thread of light there is a silver beam shining down from the moon. And he kind of runs under it. You stand here, mind is better.
I'm going to just touch Calistega's arm and say to them, I think if you enter this, something might help you.
Yes, might be what's keeping me not dead. But also, yes, trust the goddess. In your light we love.
In your light we love.
I will follow the delightful little person whose name I don't think we've had yet. Oh, I've forgotten. No. Into the beam.
Okay. You sort of stand there. It's such a small sliver. It's a mote of light, if anything, that cuts across as you kind of lift your hand up to it. And you feel it weirdly spread from your skin all the way across your body, and it is that feeling of, I'm here. It's okay. You can remove your minor trauma.
And I think that shows very much in their body. I think even before we got in here, they were very tense. Even when we first met, long before getting in, there was a very noticeable tension in the body, and they're much more relaxed now than you've ever seen them. They look like they were at home.
Yeah.
So
It's such a small piece of hope in a place that has rapidly careened away from that, which is what she stands for. But you do, as you kind of pull away, you are imparted with a flash of a vision, a concern that she has pressed on the inside of your eyes that she wants you to see. Her daughter, the priestess, is sat at a banquet table with a spread of inhumane meal in front of her, and she's just scooping up. There's a sharpness to her eyes and an emptiness that reflects, and it is this like consistent battle between being in control and not being in control, and she's just like feeding herself as tears fall down her cheeks. She does not want to be eating this. She does not want to be partaking in this. It is unholy. But it is this grotesque vision of her just stuffing herself with the entrails of the people that have been served up to her. And this vision is pressed upon you so strongly with such a burning need for you to correct this problem for me. Like you must do it. This is, you are here to do this and nothing else. And as you pull away, the strange knitted man that you have encountered is looking at you almost like he expected this, right? You see it?
I see it. She's granted me her silk.
Yeah.
I see it.
Yes.
You see, you have a silk as well.
It had. I am too dark now. But but you are not. You have not feasted. So you can. I will take you to it will take you to the lady now.
Thank you. And you won't be too dark forever. The goddess can help you.
Yes, because the moon crawls out of her mouth, so also it can.
It can.
You help first.
Yes, we will help first.
I give you key. And he takes from around his neck like a small golden key for a door. You must fix. You can get everything. You can be immortal, and you can have all the silk and please help my friend.
We will help your friend. All we need is to help the goddess to do as she wishes. We do not need all of your silk and your immortality.
No, not me. Not me.
We'll help you.
No, not me. The priestess.
We'll help the priestess.
A lady came and corrupted her.
The big spider lady.
Yes.
Yes.
Kind of skitters over to the door.
Mm.
You will come? You will come?
We will come.
Okay. Would you like to have a quick look around or just follow them in there further?
Just follow, I think.
He heads you back out to the corridor. And let me just do a little roll. From behind the door, there is a door, like you hear another door slamming and the sound of shattering glasses. Thankfully, you shut the door behind you, but there is a massive like woof of impact as something hard hits that door, and you hear this sort of furious scraping. And he kind of shrieks and awkwardly, with a bent leg, runs further away, holding aloft like a little bit of the light that you gave him, Sulith. Welcome back to Calpini at Euphoria with me and my lovely cast. We will dive straight back in. So, the strange man that you have met has skittered further down the corridor after something rather large impacted on the doors behind you, but did not seem to find any purchase. What would you like to do?
He's still
Follow along.
Yeah, he's still leading us, isn't he?
Yeah. He walks past like an open archway into a room that you can kind of just peer in as you're passing. It looks like at one point it was probably an infirmary. And he has done his best to wrap bodies that he has come across up in shrouds. But very much you can see possibly the center point of this person's corruption, perhaps. Because it also looks like he has been eating them in places.
Little snack. A little bit for him, a little bit for me. I'm gonna grab a little.
Tasty treat. Just a little treat.
They won't mind. Take a look.
They won't mind. They did. But yeah, the blood has stained the kind of whiteness of the shroud, and he has, let's say, pulled out some rather fleshy things to snack on. Kind of pauses and goes, it was hungry. It hungers. I'm doing well at the moment.
I think we'll take the dry rations 1 week's worth out of every pack and just for it say, hopefully this will last you until we can help the priestess, and then you won't have to eat any more people.
Oh no, it hungers for wet things.
I see.
But not you. You are moving.
It's good to know.
I will do my best.
What is your
my best.
What is your name, by the way? I'm Haldir.
Haldir.
That's my name. That's my name.
Haldir.
Sure. We'll call you
Sure.
Junior.
Yes, it likes that name. Haldir, yes.
Yes. Lead the way. I believe we have pressing matters, no?
Yes, Haldir will lead the way. And
Sure
like,
will.
walks. There's various sort of like bunks, rooms that have been, the doors have been blown out. People have tried to build barricades, it looks like. He is the only, as far as you can tell, living thing in this area. But right at the bottom and down a small set of stairs, there is a really lovely like glass door that it's so strange that it should have survived all of this violence and tragedy, but he's very like lovingly wiping like bloodstains and stuff off it. I wouldn't say that the glass was completely see-through. It isn't. It's more like a smoky quartz kind of situation. But he kind of looks at you and gestures very furtively to the keyhole with the key that he's given you. It puts, you put, and then you can meet the lady. She's very tired.
Puts the key in the lock, but looks to Haldir Senior for confirmation before turning anything.
Nice. Nod.
You have a son now.
Adopted, but yes. Life is strange that way.
Okay.
I'm not the stepfather. I'm the father that stepped up.
God.
Beautiful. Ah, we find love even in a place like this.
Hopeless place.
In a hopeless place.
No.
The key kind of clicks in, and the door flashes like in an arc of light. It shouldn't be that dark. The glass. The energies of this place have stained it, but the key temporarily pushes that back, and it kind of moves open. And he stands at the door, the entrance of the door, but will not progress any further. And is sort of like nervously fiddling between his two arms. You go. I can't. I won't. I shouldn't. You go. I have to look after the sun. I have to look after the sun.
We will
get
tell
light.
the goddess that you helped us.
Thank you. Thank you. It's nice to meet you.
You too, Haldir.
Likewise.
He kind of shuffles away back to make sure that the lights are kept on. How are we progressing into the room?
I'll go first. Move the light.
Please, Haldir Prime.
I will say Saturn, lovely Saturn, who has been so quiet. There is a lot of really beautiful decoration in these corridors and in the room that you step into. And none of it's nailed down. So, but you walk into a very large, luxurious room. This is reserved, I think, for those of you that have been in different temples to the moon, for the acolyte who attends the priestess. So she's like the head acolyte. It's normally open to the sky. Not the case now. It's been boarded up. There is that same kind of sliver of light coming down. And on a large circular bed with her massive wings out behind her and her antennae kind of flat and covering her eyes is the head acolyte. And she has her hands clasped and is softly singing a prayer that she has noticed you come in but has not stopped. She looks very drained and tired, and patches of her skin have started to bleach like coral into a silvery white. And she looks up at you all, but is carrying on singing. in a very soft, tired voice.
If I know this prayer, I would attempt to join in, matching the tone in which he is singing.
Yes. When you do that, she kind of breaks away, waits to see if you will carry on.
I do.
Oh, thank you. How did you get in here?
The front door.
She smiles at you.
That's what I wanted.
My name is Anthony. It's nice to meet you.
Calpini,
Yes.
I think your father's looking for you.
Yes.
Yes, I'm sure he is. You came here even though you knew the danger. That's very brave. And you've managed to not die, which is quite impressive.
Well, one of us did, but we'll move
Briefly.
on. Yeah.
I've tried
rounding error.
I've tried to keep some of Mother's light here, but I'm growing very tired, and I think the priestess is failing.
What happened, dear?
A woman came 3 moons ago. We hadn't seen her before. She was tall. She wore a dark veil. She said it was a deformity that she wanted to hide, and that she wanted a prophecy. So the priestess met with her, and nothing's been right since. And all of a sudden the acolytes started to sing a different song, a darker song, and they changed. They attacked everyone who came. I retreated here when I saw the priestess. She's not behaving. She's not in her right mind. The woman that came, I think she is an agent of the Dark Moon. She will corrupt the priestess and feast on her. And when that happens, Mother's light will leave us. There will be no more prophecies.
We won't let that happen.
You will?
We won't let that happen. We'll stop her.
Oh. I thought you might. I hoped you might. I can't see your threads, is the thing. Which means that yours have not been written yet. Maybe your prophecy is to save her. I don't have the eyes to tell you. I'm very near the end of my life. But I'm all right with that. I will die in service to Mother.
Is there no way to save you?
Oh, sweet man. Probably not. But I can give you something that will help you. And I really will hold on as long as I can. But holding this darkness at bay, it taints. And she looks at you, Calisthesia. It taints the soul. You met Ben outside, I presume.
Ben was the
Ben. No.
Oh,
Oh,
Aldiv Jr. I see.
Yes.
Oh,
that
yes.
was Ben. Yes, we've met Ben. We've met Emily.
They came close. But Ben, he's not completely gone. Ben will take you through a passage that I shared with the priestess. And I will give you something that will help you. It's a ritual. It's passed from head acolyte to head acolyte. It's very sacred knowledge. So I must entrust it with care, knowing that it may be the last thing that I can partake to anyone. And she will teach you a ritual called Mother's Love. When you cast this ritual, all of you will be embalmed in a silver light that will draw the priestess to you, like a moth to a flame.
What
And
type of
something
ritual
else,
is it?
maybe it's called Mother's Love, and something else if that comes up. I will tell
but
you the second part.
Is it a phrase, a sigil, or a ceremony?
It's a ceremony. Yeah.
Okay.
So you will have to one of you take that, which means you're going to have to try and learn a ceremony. Let me just grab the rules for that. Rituals.
I can give it a try.
Yes. So, the nice thing about this system is using magic is incredibly dangerous.
Woo!
So when a new ritual is discovered and you attempt to learn it, roll 1d3 and reduce your maximum health or one of your attributes by that amount permanently. Then attempt to run under your cunning on a d20. If the roll succeeds,
cool.
you learn the ritual. If it fails, the ritual is forever lost to you. You can never learn it. In this context, no, she is going to try to give it to somebody. You can exert yourself on this roll, though.
What's your cunning?
My cunning is 14.
Mine's 16.
Well, you can go for it then, if you want.
What's your health?
It is 8.
Oh, I'm on 11. Okay, I might be the best.
Yeah, you should go for it then.
Candidate for this then. Okay.
Silas. So roll 1d3 and reduce your maximum health or one of your attributes by that amount permanently, please. To start with.
1d3. 2.
Okay.
So
are you reducing your health or an attribute?
So you said health or an attribute, and then cunning comes into it, right? Okay, yeah. So I'm going to go with health. My max is 12, but I've lost 1 already, so it's an 11. So we'll go down to 9.
Okay, this is permanent.
Yes.
Okay. So, you kind of kneel for the first part in front of Anthony, and she begins to speak to you in a very ancient language that you somehow know and do not know at the same time. And behind you, Calisthesia is dutifully singing on to give Anthony the space to do this. As the words sort of wrap around the curvature of your mind, I would like you please to roll for cunning on a d20. If you succeed, you will learn the ritual. If not, you do not.
Okay. Yes, I got a 3.
Okay, nice.
Never been so happy to see a 3 in my life.
And when I was first playing this, it really confused me that you have to roll under, because there's not many systems I've played with that. But it feels really good to roll a low number. Please add the ceremony Mother's Love to your spreadsheet.
Fabulous.
Spreadsheet, your character sheet. Still in business brain. What I like about this is if you fail trying to learn magic, you just die.
Thanks for letting me know in advance.
You were big and brave, it's fine. So I will tell you, in case it ever comes up, when you are in a situation that you want to use this ritual, I will ask you to roll me a d6. You are looking to roll a 3. If you roll that 3, you get to add an extra 1d6 point of damage as the ritual takes effect.
Okay.
I will remind you.
Don't roll a 3, then nothing happens?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
As far as you know.
We should probably cast it like now.
Yeah.
Because it takes an hour to cast.
Yes.
Yeah. So, Sulis, what does this look like?
This the entire time, or does it just take?
You do, yeah.
Oh, okay. Great. Okay. So I think I was kneeling anyway, but I will take my holy symbol and I will set it in front of me, and I will actually settle to the lotus position and close my eyes and I will sort of enter a meditative state with my eyes closed, really still. And I'll just repeat for listeners. That's mother's love in Irish. So
I love. Wow.
Yeah. So as long as is necessary, I'll continue to do that.
So it will take an hour. Once you have cast this, it takes effect for the day. So you are able to cast other magic if you need to. What I will say to you is, as you are murmuring this over and over in your meditative state, a figure of a woman kind of appears in the forefront of your mind. She is both an old woman and a young woman, blended almost on top of each other. And she leans forward and kisses your head here. And all of that had bled down, the rest of you see, disappears. As she kind of takes the side of your face and... While Sulis is learning this ritual with Anthony, what are the rest of you doing, if anything?
I'm continuing to sing.
Yeah. Saturn and Haldia?
Nothing special, I guess. Just waiting.
Okay.
I think Saturn takes a moment to catalog what's in the room, just because it's an idle passing thing that she always does.
Yes.
But she's not making a move to take anything. She's very much the kind to get in, get out, pick up what you can, and people don't really get hurt. They miss their belongings, but they don't get hurt. This is much more than anything that she's dealt with before. And it's hitting her in a place that she didn't expect. And so she's just gone very quiet and is just taking a look around the room, but not doing much.
Where is that hitting her?
She's not a terribly religious person. So coming to get the prophecy was kind of a bit of a lark. Like maybe they tell her something interesting or somewhere fun to go, something to do. But she's not been one to surround herself with death a whole lot. And so I think it was Emily in particular to see that she had a hope and she had come here with some hope, and to have it snuffed out like that. It's difficult to process.
Would we say that sounds maybe like a minor trauma?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, what are we feeling? What are we feeling? Like a hopelessness, perhaps?
Maybe.
The anxiety, fear, disorientation, paranoia, which I don't think fits. A numbness, perhaps? A little bit like calisthesia? An obsessive thought?
Yes, perhaps a numbness.
Okay. So you feel disconnected from reality, as though watching yourself from a distance or moving within a dream.
Yeah, that fits.
Yeah, I can kind of see that for her. So narratively, you can work with that. I would say if it progresses further, then it will become a major. It will then move into disassociation. As you kind of look around this room and can't really take it in the way that you previously would have, assessing the age, the cost, what you could get for an object. Instead, it all just now starts to feel a little worthless, maybe. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Sulis, you come out of your ceremony. The dark, like this rich, really beautiful darkness that is Anthony's skin, reflects all kinds of the hues of the blues and the reds. That has been slowly bleaching to a bone white, has spread further up the ends of her hair. Don't look too dissimilar to mine. And she looks very dry and tired. And she kind of looks at you, Calisthesia, and begins to sing again to give you that respite, because it is beginning to tug at you, right? And I think as she looks at you, it's this very grateful, fearful, hopeful gaze that she's putting everything that she has left in her to you. And she kind of lifts an arm and gestures out and down slightly to another set of doors. As Ben / Haldir Jr. appears underneath the arch of the glass door, and she kind of beckons for him and nervously comes in. You saw the lady?
We did.
You helped the lady?
We did. And she helped us.
Looks at you, Haldir. You be big hero.
Yes, indeed.
Big hero. Big hero. Looks at you, Saturn. You be rich.
Maybe.
You make enough for your family.
Thank you.
Maybe.
And Sulis, I can't remember what yours was. Could you remind me?
To be a master of her craft.
To be a master, yes. You be master? I see your threads. I see them. And Anthony kind of like cocks her head a little bit, like, but he takes you through when you're ready.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay. So these set of doors look like wings, and they kind of part on a hinge and you are led through a very tight tunnel, actually, into a very, like, 1 meter wide, like, you've really got to squeeze. This is very much an emergency access sort of thing. As you are brought up into what looks to be the priestess's room. And Ben will not step foot in there, but kind of skitters along the corridor with you. It's everything that you would expect for the Silver Moon's only daughter. She has a large circular-shaped bed, and everything in here is untouched. She's not been in here for a while, but it hasn't been subjected to the hostility of the rest of the temple. And Ben points out at you to a balconette that leads out to the temple, with a very shivering set of limbs, like, there.
Is that where they are?
Yeah, yes. You are good. You are good people. You will do what you can. Goodbye. And he, like, skitters back away.
You
Goodbye.
stay
Looking
safe,
back
Ben.
at his shoulder, like, waving with both arms, like.
Bye.
And the door at the bottom slams, and you feel that heaviness of, like, a field. No darkness can permeate where he and Anthony are. What would you like to do?
I would like to cast my sigil before we go in there so that I'm prepared.
Wonderful. Please tell everyone what that is.
Sure. I take out a knife and then cut, like, across my palm, and then use it to draw onto the floor like a symbol. It takes about a minute or so. Then say some unknown words, and then at the end I just whisper, "Violating swarm," and then slap my hand, and then the sigil glows, and a swarm of flesh-eating locusts come out of it and then kind of wrap themselves around me.
Oh, that is so cool. I love.
Right.
Okay.
I'm ready to go.
Are any of you making any further preparations before you head to the banqueting hall?
No, I have a phrase, so that's going to have to be pretty quick.
Okay.
I do also have a sigil which I would like to draw out with some of the chalk on a wee stone picked up from the ground, ready to use once we get in. What this is the name is Rambling Darkness. I'm using I forget the name of the mechanic, but one of the mechanics with the magic in this game, you can change one of the words to the opposite. So I'll change it to Rambling Light. And the idea is that at some point I'll be able to just summon patches of light at various points in the room which pop up and can just give us a bit of light when we need it.
That's useful. Yeah, for sure. Lovely. Okay. Saturn?
Saturn has her sigil prepared in her pack. It's like on a piece of what is the limestone, which she's gonna break when she needs it.
Ooh,
She doesn't need it
cool.
just yet.
Okay. All right. So you head through the priestess's room with this, like, strange buzzing noise of the insects that crowd themselves around Haldia. You can hear, as you reach the balcony and the stairs that wind down to it, the sound of teeth meeting flesh. That soft, wet noise of frenzied chewing. And from a distance, you look down, you can see this huge banquet, this feast that you had been invited to, that you were to partake at in celebration or consolation for your prophecy. And it has been utterly defiled. Every adventurer that has stepped foot in here for the 3 months that this has been a problem, their remains either in half-eaten stages or through decay or picked clean to the bone. The floor is littered with the evidence of their murder and their death. And sitting at the head of the table with her wrists bound in a strange dark silk is the priestess Calyptra. She is a young woman with piercing eyes, the largest set of wings that you've seen, completely silver, long hair that has been stained in blood and is hanging haggard down in front of her as she bites and rips and chews and sobs. And as soon as you enter the room, her eyes flicker upward and you see that strange twitch of a frenzied hunger that she cannot control. And above her, a strange gathering ball of darkness. What would you like to do?
I hate that roll. That you rolled.
Sorry.
And then ask us what we're going to do.
I would like to send my swarm to attack the darkness?
Okay. That is absolutely fine. We will roll for combat.
16.
4.
16.
Nat 20.
Also
Noise.
4.
Ah, okay. Who's got the better agility between you?
Mine
9.
is 14.
Okay.
I had some
that is
good rolls
Had
on
some
creation.
incredible rolls. 14 and 16.
I know.
very good.
Health, what's happening here?
Okay, so turn order is Haldir, Calistige, Sulis, Saturn, and then something else. Something else entirely. Haldir, you that poetically spark off your swarm. Roll to attack, please. Or to damage.
How does it work again?
So to make an attack, roll a 1d20. If your result is less than or equal to your attribute and above their armor class, you hit them. Roll your damage.
Which attribute is this?
This will be
Cunning, I
Cunning.
guess. 'Cause so that's a 7, and my cunning is 14, so it does succeed.
fabulous, and that is above the AC, so it hits. Can you describe what this does, please?
Sure. The swarm kind of. So you said it was a black ball, right? Like a ball
Yeah,
shape?
like a gathering inky darkness.
Yeah. So the swarm just like envelops it completely, and just like it's undulating on top of it as it attacks
Okay.
it. What damage do I roll? What's the dice?
Just a d6, if that's okay.
Cool. Yep, 4.
Okay. Nice. These the sound of this swarm is quite loud, I think, right? As they kind of
It's very loud.
and you see the priestess like look up for a moment, her attention completely drawn, and this look of shock and absolute relief that something is being done on her face. Lovely. Okay. So you can move if you would like to. I would say just for theatre of the mind. So the ball is about 20 feet ahead of you. It would be 10 to get to the priestess, and then 20 above for this ball. So you can move if you'd like to.
I'll go like to the side a little bit so that I'm not clumped together with my team. But other than that, that's it.
Okay. Beautiful, makes sense. Okay, Calistige, you are next.
I would like to take stock of the room, see if there's any blocked up windows which a well-placed bolt could allow somewhere for the goddess's light to enter.
I like that. Absolutely. I think that would fit. It's the main banqueting hall. Yeah, I would say in the 3 months with everything that's been going on, there's probably some cracks, right, in the darkness that she has tried to erect. So make a cunning roll with the idea to roll under, and then we'll go from there.
That's a 15, which is over, but I would like to exert myself on this roll, please. If that's
Beautiful.
allowed.
Yes, you can do that.
Okay.
It is. Yes, that's fine.
So, I know I need to reduce my value by 1. Is there anything else I need to do when it comes to exertion?
To exert yourself, add or subtract as many points from your failed roll as needed to make it a success. Then subtract that many points from your attribute.
Okay.
This isn't a saving throw, so you can do it.
In that case, subtract 2 from cunning to bring it down to 11.
Okay. Yep. So that's successful. So what does it look like when you fire off your magic into this like crack that you have perceived?
So I think that this is there's a large originally stained window which has been cut up over with layers of blackout paint, and it initially is a red light coming through, and then over the period of about 2 or 3 seconds, it gradually gets closer to white, and as this paint begins to fall off the window, and a beam penetrates through into the chamber.
Okay. As this happens, you hear this low, pissed off growl from the darkness, and it begins to slightly unravel into spider limbs that start to stretch down, big, grasping, clawing, insectoid limbs. Let me just make a little note of something. Okay, beautiful. Are you moving at all? Or would you like to stay where you are?
I will stay where I am, I think. Thank you.
Okay. Sulis, you are up.
Since I'm not seeing the full view of the enemy yet, I'm not going to pull out any of the big guns. So I will use my slingshot, and I'm going to attempt to hit this emerging arachnid.
Yes. Okay.
So that is agility for long range, I think.
It is, yes. You're looking for less than or equal to your attribute and higher than its armor class.
Okay. Fail.
No!
This sucks.
Would you like to use a scar or exert yourself?
Yeah, I could exert myself.
Okay.
So that's an agility point.
For exerting yourself.
Yeah, on a long range, you have to use the same.
Yeah. So it'll be agility.
Yeah, cool. So that's down to 13 now.
Okay.
Try again. Do I roll again?
No, you just add the difference to make the roll succeed. And then permanently, not permanently, sorry, reduce. You get them back after a long rest.
Okay. So now agility is down to 12.
Okay,
and
so
I
that's
had
under for you.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Okay, roll damage, please, as your slingshot find some purchase in this unraveling darkness.
And that's a D6.
Mhm.
6.
Ooh, nice. Okay. This creature, this lady, this dark priestess, lets out a ear-ripping scream. Not out of pain or fear, but more just, how dare you, you know? With your puny attacks and, like, how could you do this? Another, like, a limb solidifies out of that darkness and crawls down to reach for the priestess. Saturn, you are up.
Cool. I'm going to have still had that limestone in my hand. I'm gonna crumble it. There's a bit of a fizzing that seems to happen as the limestone crumbles and cracks into a bit of powder, and you see Saturn begin to lift up off of the ground as preserving flight takes hold.
Cool.
Yeah. There's a holding. I can fly.
She said, I'm out. See you later.
Well, it's not even I'm out. How tall is the ceiling in this place?
I'd say it's about 40 to 50 feet.
Okay. I'm not going to make that, but in a move not dissimilar to what we've seen some of the other creatures do, Saturn is going to, using a wall, just slowly start to go up the side to try to get a better vantage point above this, because we all can't be down here. So sorry.
Yeah, they really said, I'm out. See you later.
And she's just, once she gets into what she thinks is a good vantage point, she's just going to level the crossbow, but I don't think she can fire on this turn. No. Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah, very smart. Okay. So as you do this, a very loud, smooth as silk, but very annoyed voice cuts into the atmosphere of the room. We don't have to do this, you know. You don't have to ruin everything. What do you want? Because I can give it to you. Anything your little heart's desire, I can give to you. And I have that power. You don't have to ruin what could be a beautiful thing. Hear me out. And another limb kind of appears. What do these silly prophecies even do except trap people in their potential? Do you really, really think your whole life should be pointed in this one direction? And there's a low scraping noise as the bulk of her descends and forms out of this darkness. She is a very large half spider. The bottom half is a huge spider with black and red markings. And she herself is predatorially beautiful. Sharp eyes, stained lips, and a long veil that kind of pierces down. And she tucks a joint of her limb under the priestess's chin and yanks it up. It's all so limiting, this light. Don't you agree? You could be anything, and yet this one and her mother think that they owe you to tell you what you could be. I'm sorry, my children, but I don't think that's right.
It's kind of hard to take your argument seriously when you've been making her eat people and innards for how many months now? A hard sell, I would say. Wouldn't you?
Oh, I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm simply having a discussion. This child has to atone for the crimes she's committed on you, my people. Who is she to tell you what you could be?
No. You would
Who are
condemn
you?
these people.
To tell us what we can and can't do.
Oh, dear Sulis, you misunderstand me completely. And she kind of slithers down, lands on the floor. The whole room shakes. I'm not telling you what you can be. I think you could be anything, in fact. That thing up there, she lifts her gaze to the moon. She thinks that she could tell you what to be. One note, one scroll, one prophecy for your whole life. You think that's fair? You think that's right? Oh, my child. You could be so much more. And I could give it to you. Join me at the feast.
No thanks. I think you are a plague on this land, and as such you shall be gotten rid of.
Okay. Haldir, she has now moved to become aggressive. We will go to the top of the turn order. There's no sense speaking too long with creatures that are beneath you. Quick question.
Yeah, beneath me.
Hold on. How attached are you to your knee?
I'd say fairly attached, physically
Yeah?
and emotionally. Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. Unfortunately, she has deigned to put a scar on you. The leg underneath that knee explodes in
Is
a
there
shattering
damage?
of... Oh yeah,
Is
there's
there
going to be damage. Yeah.
How much?
4 points of damage.
So technically,
Hmm.
if we're speaking game mechanics, I can sacrifice my helmet to negate this damage.
Beautiful!
From a mechanics point of view.
Oh no, I love a mechanic's point of view, baby.
So glad you brought a helmet.
So I'm going to
Fantastic.
sacrifice my helmet to negate that damage. I don't know how that
Okay.
works narratively.
I'll tell you how that works. I
Okay.
love that. Yeah, so you, for a split second, are living in a perceived future, and you look down, your whole knee explodes into gristle, tendon, muscle, blood. But right at the point of it kind of exploding, your helmet falls off. Bonk, bonk, bonk. Onto the ground, and you're there going, where the fuck is my knee? 2 silver hands pick up that helmet and push everything back into the joint. And that flash of whatever you've just seen, what could have occurred, what could have happened, winds itself back. And you hear this woman give a very frustrated scream. And I will say you can, because of something that Calistegia did earlier, you can have 5 points of health as that silver beam that was allowed to enter the room washes.
Does that increase my maximum health, or?
Yes, for the moment.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's
Ooh.
go.
Let's go!
Okay.
Excellent.
Question. By the way, question. We did the ritual,
Yes.
right? So when we were doing damage last turn, we get to do more damage, right?
Only if you roll a 3.
Fair enough. I did not.
No, Sulis is the one that did the ritual, actually. Good point. Sulis, can you just roll me a retroactive d6, please?
Okay. It's a 5. Curse my high rolls.
So retroactively nothing happened, that's fine. That's fine. And then Haldir, can you roll for me now?
3.
Ah, beautiful. Okay. Roll Roll me a d6, please.
1.
Yay!
Hey, it's something. Yeah.
Beautiful. Okay. So as this sort of silver light knits your knee back together, its eyes flash silver, and there is a temporary burst of light across the room, and you hear this kind of like "Ah!" as it envelops around her, but starts to burn at the edges of her skin. I believe that is top of the turn order, so you may make an attack or move if you like.
I'm gonna attack with my swarm once again.
Okay.
That is a 3, and my
Ooh.
cutting is 14.
Yep. Okay, that hits.
Cool. 3 damage.
Uh-huh.
So I get to roll extra damage because that was a 3, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh no, sorry, you have to make another d6 roll. Sorry,
Never mind
yeah,
then.
it's extra damage on top of what you damaged. So what did you roll? 6?
So the first damage I rolled was a 3.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
then do I
but
have to
then
roll
the
the extra damage is 6.
Sorry.
So it's like you do damage, then you roll another d6 to see if you get the extra, and then you roll a third d6 if you got a 3 for the extra damage.
Yeah.
Okay,
Correct.
cool.
Yeah.
Understood.
Okay, Calpini, you are up.
Okay, is going to attempt to essentially position himself such that the lady is between themselves and the light, and is going to just rush towards the lady in an attempt to push them back into the light, or towards the light at least.
Okay, beautiful. Roll an attack, please.
Okay. So looking for a 12 here, and it was an 11. So just.
Lovely. Okay. And roll your attack for me, please. The damage
Yes.
die.
So that's with disadvantage, a d6, which is a 1.
So you let me just make a quick save. So you try and push her backwards, and it enters like unstoppable force and immovable object sort of situation as you kind of try and bolt yourself through, and she stands very firm and like looks at you almost like the way a disappointed teacher looks at a child. Oh, Calpini, you have better manners than that. You're moving again. I'd say if you move away, she may try and attack you.
Oh, I was to move. I think that yes, they would move away at this point, if nothing else, because they were having flashbacks to the Spider-Man from before, who they did not move away from and wound up dying because of it. And I think
Yes.
that's against their better judgment. They almost stumble backwards rather than intentionally moving backwards.
Okay. She lifts a limb up, and you are getting horrible parallels. What is your AC, please?
It is 3.
Okay. So, unfortunately, you are taking some damage here.
Not again.
Okay, take 6 points of damage.
Okay,
as
I
her,
only have
like,
3.
okay, right. It's happening in parallel for you.
It's happening.
it's happening. This pointed leg bears down and pierces you through your abdomen.
It's just it goes through the same spot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so. I think she knows that.
Rude.
There's double the pain there. There is the pain of the actual piercing, but I think perhaps that the spread, which has been stopped after Ben positioned them in the goddess's light, I think that flares up again at the same time.
Okay. Could you roll for me, please, 2d6, and compare the result to the number of scars that you've earned? Now, you do have a new scar.
I do. I have 2 scars at present, and that is a 3.
So, if your roll is equal to or lower than the number of scars you've earned, you succumb to your accumulated injuries and die. Okay.
So it's just over.
Okay. If your roll is higher than the number of scars you have earned, roll your recovery die and restore that much health, and gain a new scar.
Well,
so is scar table. You really angered me.
So that's 1 health restored,
How
and the scar is
1 health restored. Yep.
The scar is also 1.
Okay. Let me find it in my notes. Okay. You are blinded in your left eye. You occasionally see flashes of the future, but have no way to interpret what these visions may mean.
Oh, that is spicy.
I think as you flicker back to life, her kind of limb kind of out of your torso. It happens so suddenly, it's almost like you didn't die. It takes you a minute to readjust. However, your vision flickers and only one side of it returns to you. Your left eye is fogged over in a permanent blindness. Sulis is up.
Oh, yes. Okay. First off, does this spider have any weapons? Just her.
No.
Damn it. Okay, cool. All right. Well, other than the extreme shock of seeing this happen to Calastasia again.
The unluckiest moth ever.
Stop. I am going to use my phrase, which is summoning blade.
Cool.
I am going to reach my hand towards the light provided by Calastesi's sigil, and as soon as my scarred and blackened and charred fingertips touch this light, there is going to be a sword emerging from my palm that I draw.
Nice.
It's a black sword, like my fingertips. It looks kind of burned itself. Now, because this is a phrase, this only lasts an instant.
Yes.
So I am going to immediately slash at the spider ladies. Where
indeed?
I really only get one chance with this. I mean, I can exert to do this again. So for now, I'm gonna go and try to slash at her spider body. So that, I'm guessing, is a cunning roll because it's a magic weapon. Okay, cool. Right, I just have to get below a 16. Ooh, please don't give me a good one. 16. So what happens if it's...
Let me just check, but I think that might be a critical hit. Let me double check. if you roll. Oh no, it's the AC. Okay. If you roll the
I think if it's exactly your, at least for weapons, if it's exactly your attribute, then it lowers the enemy's AC by 1.
Yes. Okay.
Oh, lovely. Okay.
At least for
Which I
weapons.
think
Don't know for
hits.
spells.
I think that hits. Let me just double check. It does. Okay. Yes. Beautiful. So technically, then I'm going to class this as a critical hit because you, by doing that, have hit the AC. Exactly. So choose one effect. You deal no damage but reduce the enemy's. Oh no. You deal no damage but reduce the enemy's AC by 1 for the rest of the encounter. Armor breaks when the AC reaches 0. You deal double damage. You deal damage as normal. So no, actually, it's not a critical hit because you'd had to have hit that before the deduction, because the deduction is part of what you can choose as the critical hit. So close though. That's fine. So roll your damage, and tell me where you are hitting her, if you wouldn't mind.
That's a 6. I am going to just go for her main body. I'm going to slash downwards diagonally from the bottom of her human part just through the abdomen.
Oof, nice. Okay. As you do this, she, like, a darkness spills out of her and hits the floor like black water. And she whips around and says, "Sulis, I will burn you alive."
No.
And there is a shiver of fire in the back of your head. That fire that you fear so much. How dare you touch me? Are you moving at all?
Probably should. Yes. Okay, so my blade obviously disappears immediately, and I'm going to step around her as opposed to away from her. So I'm going to go to her right.
Okay.
Little Dark Souls rule, you know.
No, I wouldn't know. I just die. Okay, beautiful.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Saturn, you are up. Dreamlike tactical Saturn. What are you doing?
I'm gonna. So the chef was target practice, and there's a nice little sweet spot joining that abdomen to that upper human body that I managed to hit before. So I'm gonna try to get there.
Beautiful. Okay.
I have closed my character sheet. I always do this. I was looking at it for the entire time it wasn't my turn. Okay.
So you know if this misses, it's gonna misfire to someone else.
Yeah, it misses. Why'd you have to speak it into existence?
I'm sorry. No, I'm manifesting this for you. Let's go. Hit the bitch.
Okay. What do I have to do for a misfire again?
Why? With a ranged weapon against an enemy engaged in melee with someone else, make an agility saving throw. If you fail, you strike the other combatant and deal your damage.
Well, Sulis ran away. Oh, but you're still there,
Sulis moved to
Telestica.
the side.
Why are y'all still there?
Dummies.
Agility. I didn't say that. Oh, okay, it's good. You're fine. Hey, you got an 8. It's a 9. So you're fine.
Okay, lovely.
Not dying yet.
That hits. Please roll damage. 1d6.
Oh no!
And we have been forgetting. Oh, sorry. You go on.
No, that was for the potential misfire.
Mm-mm. No,
So
that's
the
only
original
if you
didn't
miss
hit.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they missed.
So
No.
you only roll that if you miss an attack. Yeah.
You did miss.
I did miss.
So you. Oh, you did miss.
Yeah,
The
I
missed
missed.
misfire.
But I missed
Sorry.
the misfire.
I got you. Fabulous. Okay. Sorry, I must have missed that. I must have missed that first part. That is fine then. Can you roll me a d6? Because we've been forgetting to do this as Sulus's ritual is still up.
Cool. A 3.
But it didn't hit. So
Yeah, it didn't hit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Can I save it for next time?
I'm trying. That's fine. It's her turn. She looks up at you, Saturn, and goes, I've dug a nice little spot for you, you know. I'm going to dump you in it while you're still breathing and you can eat dirt. And she is going to roll to attack you. That is 1, but she makes 2 attacks. 1. Takes 7 points of slashing damage as she whips an arm up to try and bat you away from the ceiling.
7. Nice 7. Wait, 7?
An entire 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Join me.
So what does AC do again?
For you,
It doesn't do
'cause it works
anything for
differently.
us, really.
No, it's more for the enemy. Why do you ask?
Oh, because if it's 7, if it's 7, then that goes to 0.
yeah, AC doesn't help them with damage. AC is, correct me if I'm wrong, but if it's like if they roll below their attribute but below your AC, then it doesn't hit.
This is why I noted all your stuff down.
That's fine.
So that's taken you to 0 health, right?
Yes.
Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. Okay,
no.
Oh no.
The first time you can't die. The first time you can't die because you can't roll a 1, so you're good.
Yes. So
Second time
if
you
reach
can,
0
but it's very
health
unlikely.
For any reason, roll 2d6 and compare the result to the number of scars that you have earned. So please roll those dice for me.
That's a 2 and a 1. That's a 3.
If your
I
roll
have
is
1
equal
scar.
to or lower than the number of scars that you have earned, which it is.
No.
No.
It's you only have 1 scar, so
Okay.
there's no way.
Yeah.
You can't die. The first time you die, you can't
Yeah.
die because you only have 1 scar. You can't roll a 1, so it's impossible.
Yes. Okay, so you can add that to your recovery die, and we'll gain a new scar.
Yippee.
Okay.
I will my little scar table. If you would like to roll me that 1d6.
Your scable.
My scable.
Table. A 5.
Oh, beautiful. Okay. 2 extra wing-like growths appear on your back. They apply constant pressure and pain under your skin as they constantly threaten to burst through, but never do.
Ooh, fun.
Yeah, so she swats you out of the air as though you were some sort of annoying fly. You hit the deck. But as you do, the strange magical energy of the room kind of immediately pulls you back in. But the cracking pain in your shoulder blades, and you can feel something growing, a tension under the skin, pulling, pushing. It's infuriating. It's so painful. You just want it to break through. It doesn't. It can't. It won't. This is your new way of being.
Love that for me.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. We turn now to Haldia.
You're muted.
Time to use the swarm again. I'm going to divert them to the same spot that Sulis slashed with their magic weapon. So I'm going to attack the same spot. Focus them there.
Okay.
That is an 11, which is under.
Say again. You just cut out.
11, which is under.
Okay. Beautiful. Okay.
So 1 point of
Yes,
damage. Well, let's see if the thing procs. It does not. So 1 point only, unfortunately.
Okay, that's fine. Every little helps. She is starting to look quite bruised and battered, and her energies are sort of withdrawing, and it almost in the way that a spider gathers up silk. Two of her back legs start to try and gather what is leaking out of her, and she whips round to you, Chaldea, and says, "I will make sure no one knows you. No one will remember you. Your name will be gone forever from anyone who ever knew you. How dare you? How dare you? You will be nothing." And she continues this sort of frantic scrabbling. Panicked, I think, is a way of putting it. Calistigi.
Yes. So I think that having heard this, especially this incredibly cruel remark towards someone who I think Caster is beginning to care about quite a lot, because despite being incredibly headstrong and boisterous, Haldir is quite a nice person.
Yes.
So I think is based on that going to get back up and try again and try to slash at one of these back legs, which is gathering up this darkness in an attempt to just pull the attention back onto me and away from friend Haldir.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh god, well, die, don't I? Yes, good point. That's a 6.
Wow. Okay. Yes. Roll to hit, please. Let me just roll something. Okay.
It's with disadvantage. So that's 4.
Okay. Roll me your extra d6 just to see if that lands.
Another
as well.
die. That is a 3. Ah, lovely.
Okay. So, you
It's
look
more
across
damage,
the
right?
house. Oh yeah. Roll your damage, if you wouldn't mind.
So is that with disadvantage again? Because okay.
No. Not this one.
Okay, good to know. Thank you. That is a 3 again.
Yeah. Okay. So, something happens very quickly here. It happens all in the flash of an instant. You look across to Haldir, you gather up in the same way that she is gathering up this darkness underneath her. You gather up the opposite. You have met these people. You've not known them long, but you've recognized enough goodness in each of them and yourself. And as you sort of fire out this hit, the glass behind you that you had splintered, you just hear this sort of like as it comes out behind you, shatters, and the full light of the moon comes through behind your mother's love, and she kind of rips herself apart in the agony as it burns across her skin, screaming in these ancient tones, these curses you, you will burn, you will drown, you will never be anything, you will always be trapped. But very slowly, this weird convulsion, this darkness of her body burns away in the light, and very suddenly she collapses into dust. And the priestess at the table breaks free of the darkness that has been holding her, and she collapses into tears. You have won the day. What do you do in these moments of this light that is no longer red bearing down on you, but is instead streaming into a place that it should always have been in, silhouetting the young priestess that sits gasping, sobbing, looking to try and get up. She doesn't have the strength.
I go check on Saturn first, because Saturn, you got knocked on the ground, right? You're muted.
Saturn got knocked down and did not immediately get back up. No. Yes.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go check on Saturn.
Oh no!
Saturn, are you all right?
Ow.
You're alive. Talking. Good. Let me help you up.
Oh, thanks. Oh, this is the worst day. Oh.
But this day, we won, Saturn. We won.
Oh, it's dead? Oh, good.
Think of the stories, the legends.
Oh, dear, I need you to stop talking for a second. Everyone is still alive. So I think Saturn just takes that in for a moment and then just sits down at the table and puts her head down. She's very much done.
I'm done, thank you. The priestess gathers herself and stands and looks around. Do you see this?
I would actually like to go and check on the head acolyte. Because if she's alive, I'd like to get her out of there, but if she isn't, I'd like to give her her last rites.
Okay. She looks at you and like nods, like she knows where your heart is being pulled. And you flee back up the stairs, down through the corridors. She is laid on the bed, breathing very heavily. I'm going to make a roll. That bleaching of her soul, death would be a kindness, you think. This sort of rich tone that she once had is now like a ghostly pale and white, but she smiles when she sees you and lifts her hand. You are just in time, you think, to deliver those rites, if you would.
Okay. Yes. I'm also I have a water skin, and I also have my sleepy herbs. So I will offer it to her if she would like to go in a gentle way. But I'll leave it on her bedside, and I will take her hand and Yeshtia Gorevda Hanam Delish. With the goddess goes your soul, your honored soul.
That's really beautiful. I think she smiles at you. And I do not speak such a beautiful language, but she mirrors back to you. I go to be a star, to be a light alongside Mother. I will watch you always, Sulis, you and your friends. Thank you for what you did here. Go in peace. Go in her love. And she kind of relaxes back down, takes the drink in her hands. She is completely at peace. She did everything that she knew to protect the priestess that she loved. She's lived long enough to see that you triumphed, and now will go to the side of your mother. There is a beautiful love in duty that is worn well. And you watch her fade.
I'll stay by her side for another while longer, committing her face to memory, as it was, not as it is now, so
Yeah.
I can tell her father that I knew her and I honor her.
That's lovely. What would the rest of you like to do while Sulis takes her time with Anthony?
I think that having exerted themselves and then died, and then exerted themselves, and then died, and then exerted themselves, Calistica just, there was suddenly, the goddess is back. She is shining down into this room, is going to lay down in the middle and just sleep in, very much in the comfort of that same sense of home that they had in the room with Ben.
Very nice. Yeah.
I'm gonna go to the priestess. Are you all right?
She looks a little bit dazed. You came.
Yeah, yes, we did. Got the letter. No.
Thank you. I haven't been myself. I think her voice cracks. I don't know that I will be myself again. And she looks round at the table. I don't know how to thank you.
Well, just tell our story, I guess. It's the only thing I need.
She, tentatively, she's not quite sure, but she kind of pulls at her chest a little bit. And there's a light underneath that she gathers up gently, like a thin string, and holds it out to look. Seems relieved that she can still see what it is that she is looking for. You've only just started.
Started what?
Takes your hands, wraps the prophecy around you. I will commit it to ink. This is not the first. This is not the first good deed that you will do, Haldir.
Haldir smiles a big, wide smile, very toothy grin.
Yeah.
Good.
I will have you all commemorated in the walls of the temple, you and those who died here.
Actually, and then I take my hands and this song, I think Emily was her name. She didn't make it, but she had this song. She
takes it very gratefully.
It'd be nice to have it remembered.
I promise you I will.
Thank you.
She drifts up from the table. Now that this darkness has slowed off her, she's wearing like a very loose gown that is gathered moonlight. She's very ethereal again and moves to you, Sulis and Calistiju, and looks down from her long hair and smiles at you gently, but in a sorrowful way, because you have hurt. You've been hurt. You have committed and had violence committed upon you for her. She very gently places her hand on your back, Sulis, and to you, Calistigi, and breathes in, breathes out, and removes those scars from you, and says, "The memory of violence will linger, but the costs of it will not. I love you all very dearly for what you've done for me and my mother. Thank you."
Thank you. You and your mother are very dear to me.
We know.
And everything you do, we love you for it. Thank you for coming back.
I think in a way that is very like childlike and vulnerable, because she's been so caught off guard. She just gives you a hug. She just gives you a hug, and readies herself straight again. Looks towards where she knows that Sulis is, and says, "I will seek you out later. We will celebrate you properly as heroes, and as people whose hearts were big enough to sustain what happened here. But for now, I must rid this place of what remains." And she walks down the set of stairs, pauses, looks back at you, carries on, and where she walks, behind her is this trail of light from the window that kind of merges together with her gown and spreads out. And you watch as kind of all the gore and the filth and the darkness that has clinged rises up and is cleansed. And you know that she is right with what she says. You will be remembered. Your names and faces will be etched alongside those who have been previously. And there is a peace that comes with knowing that, and a cost that comes with what you've done. But for now, you can gather together and tell me what becomes of your adventurers over the next month, perhaps, as life returns to normal. Saturn, would you like to go first?
Well, with her face being etched in stone, she has to seek other employment.
100%. You can't be a known thief.
Exactly. I think because she didn't have Saturn learned to take, and there's something about that place and what happened there.
Mm-hmm.
It made her not change completely, but it made her want to give something. So many people lost everything.
Yes.
So I think, as dark as it was, I think she stayed and she helped clean up that place.
I like that. Yeah. Okay. All right. Calistigi?
Yes, I think that Calistega went home to their family. I think their love for the priestess and for the goddess have been only strengthened, but the idea of going and being an adventurer, they're a bit disillusioned with it. And it was their daughter's idea more than it was theirs. It was a case of this is a way to make them proud.
Right.
But not at the cost of dying
No.
permanently this time, probably. So I think that they go back. They try to find some other employment which isn't quite as dangerous or as physical as being an officer was, or as dangerous as being an adventurer would be.
Yeah. The joy of discovery, because you get to live your life, right?
Exactly.
I like that. Sulis.
So Sulis helped Saturn in the cleanup of the temple, more in a spiritual sense rather than a physical one. So she tended to what was left of any bodies she could find, and dressed them up well enough that their families could possibly recognize them and take them home. And after exchanging a couple of letters with her sisters, she agreed to stay at the temple as their in-house embalmer and undertaker for acolytes that eventually just came to the end of their lives. So she did, in fact, become a master of her craft.
Beautiful. I love that. And last but not least, Haldir.
Haldir spent
Our net maker.
many an hour with the local statue maker to make sure that his likeness was captured perfectly and posing well for him. So to just get the right pose, spending also many an evening regaling the tales to the townsfolk of what happened here to make sure that it gets passed on. During this time, he also heard of a rumor of a town about a week or two away that some trouble apparently brewing, and he left to check out what kind of trouble there could be, and maybe there is a Haldir that could help them with this trouble.
I love that.
Also he was nice to Haldir Jr. during the time spent there.
Yes, Haldir Jr. I will give an epilogue to. Ben that was cleansed by the priestess and offered the head acolyte role for keeping the light alive in the temple.
Good for him.
And so peace returns to our little town. Our adventure comes to a close. I would like to thank you for playing. I think I really enjoyed telling this story with you guys. I loved your characters. I think you're fantastic players, and I'm so excited that my first outing with this game was with all of you, so thank you. And also Euphoria for just being like wonderful.
Yes, thank you, Euphoria.
I hope we get to play again soon. And yeah. So this was Calpini, written by Chris Bissett of Loot the Room for Euphoria, who have been absolutely incredible as producers for my first kind of footfall into AP. And now I think perhaps I might have a bug and want to do it again soon. I'm Steph. You can find me on Twitter. I'm still calling it Twitter. Blue Sky now. Everyone get over to Blue Sky. It's great. Threads, Instagram as Freya Leigel, and then my company, Fistful of Crits. You can find Euphoria's links. I'm hoping that they're in the chat way ahead, but like in the chat. This has been my absolutely beautiful, lovely, amazing cast who I've had such a good time with. So we've got Aoife. Where can people find you?
I'm on all the sites under just my first name, Aoife, or my full name, Aoife McLean Faye, and that spelling will be in chat because I'm not going through all that right now.
But it's lovely.
Yeah.
Okay, and Kieran, where can people find you?
Yes, hello, I'm Kieran. You can find me on Blue Sky. There's a link in the chat where you can find it. Thank you.
Okay. And Fondue?
Yes, hi, Fondue. You can find me under the name Dice and Easy pretty much everywhere. If you were looking for Foundry VTT tutorials, tips, and tricks, check out my YouTube channel, Dice and Easy. And yeah, Dice and Easy everywhere except on Twitter, Dice and Easy RPG. All the others, links in chat.
I will be checking that out because I need to learn me some too. And last but not least, Ren, where can everyone find you?
Hi, I've been Ren. You can find me on Twitter at Allegory of Death and now on Blue Sky at Mask Ren. I made an account today.
Join us. It's so good.
Join us. But yeah, that's me.
Thank you. Well, that was Calpini for Euphoria. I hope our paths can cross again. I would love to play with all of you again. You've all been wonderful. And make sure to tune back in for whatever exciting project Euphoria has next. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye.